Well, I believe. Oh. Well then, I guess. That was new. Um, lol. That literally happens right as I fucking go live. I've never had that happen before. I literally have news drop as this thing goes live. Do one little thing. Alrighty. We are live. So much fun to do. I wonder who is. I wonder if it's actually working. I mean, really. Well, that was awkward. Yeah, listening to it on there. Man. Man. Do 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 do. Mac Jones, he actually did a decent job at his pro day. I saw those numbers and I'm like, wow. Did you know Mac Jones won the Holder of the Year award in college football last season? Like, hold on. Or no, he didn't. I'm sorry. Spencer Jones won it. I thought he did. That's weird. But he was one of the best. There is actually it was a tongue-in-cheek award. It's known as the Peter Mortel Holder of the Year Award. It was first given to punter Peter Mortel by himself. So now they do a thing where basically the winner gets to help raise money for a charity of their choice, which is pretty cool. But he was one of the better ones. So anybody who drafts him, they won't have to worry about their QB starting because he can be on the field day one. As long as their punter is willing to give up holding duties, I guess. I remember watching Mac Jones. Mac Jones is like... Yeah. Mac Jones reminds me of A.J. McCarron in so many ways. In the sense that he's not exactly that good, but his talent around him is so goddamn explosive that you completely forget he's just an average quarterback. Unless you watched him last year, in which you realize, yeah, nothing's changed. I haven't seen anything different from last year. Honestly, Mac Jones getting a first-round grade makes no sense. It's like, guys, we're talking about a guy who's only a little bit better than A.J. McCarron, which is no knock. A.J. McCarron nearly won a playoff game, and then his whole entire team gave it away. It's like, hey, I know what I'll do. Here's just 3 dumbasses giving the game away. Here is, who was it? Frickin' Pac-Man Jones with the frickin' stupid penalty. You have Jeremy Hill fumbling the ball. Damn you! And then you have, dumbass whose name I can't remember, just frickin' trying to kill Antonio Brown. Hello. Everyone has Bearable. This is bad. Oh, Vontez Perfect. There we go. He has a name that kind of sounds like someone that would jack you up. Good. What was the final of that game? Oh my gosh, LSU isn't losing to Vanderbilt yet. It's the second inning. Oh yeah, were they playing the Royals? Were they playing the Royals in that game? Oh, Diamondbacks. All right. I was going to say, because I know the Royals game was funny today, because I was looking on, because I have ESPN stats and info as an automatic, hey, remind me of literally everything. The over-under on the total runs in that game was 8.5, and they scored 10 in the first inning combined, the two teams. So Vegas was like... But you know what? Wasn't the craziest thing to happen to a team with the name Kansas in their name? Because, like, last night, or the night before, Kansas was playing Missouri in baseball, and they were down 9-2 in the top of the 8th inning, then proceeded to score 8 runs and beat Mizzou 10-9. 8 runs in 1 inning, and they blew the whole game. My God, you'd almost think they had LSU's pitching staff out there. This joke brought to you by a really salty Tigers fan. Speaking of Tigers, actually, it was Missouri Tigers, so, you know. Cries in 1-5 in the SEC. But we'll get to that on its own. Because... boy, do we have a lot to talk about. Yes, I do have low latency on my stream. I figured out how to do it last stream, but apparently it mustn't have worked. Yes, so I think it's time. Low latency, let's get this show on the road. Because, by God, is my document long. Mate, we got so much stuff to talk about. We got so many things, but... we gotta get this intro going, because frankly, how else are we gonna start this bitch? So, hello everybody, my name is Ben Schluter, and welcome to Goal to Go Live, episode 7. Boy, what a week it's been, boy, what a month it's been. It's April 1st, everybody. Hopefully you've avoided all the fools today, including whichever friends you happen to have, you know, how foolish they can be. We don't have any jokes today. Well, we might have some jokes. We will be poking fun at some mock drafts Specifically one that has a certain NFL team picking a damn wide receiver. In the first... I'm not even kidding. I found one guy who had that, and I am trying to find who it is. Found it. Okay, I found that, so we'll be good for it. Yeah. Oh, I found the dumb one. But here's what we got tonight. We got a little bit of Saints news, got some NFL moves, because Friday happened to be fun. The moment after, and I mean barely a couple minutes, like barely 10 minutes after I'd finished pre-recorded podcast, my normal goal to go, I got the news about the big trade. You got the new 17-game schedule, Deshaun Watson update. It's up to an even 21. Ironic. Got some LSU baseball, and then the NCAA exists. Got some March Madness to talk about, my Sweet 16 recap. I watched the Division II National Championship. It was garbage. Got the Elite Eight. I made predictions for that, and then we'll talk about it. Then got my Final Four predictions and my championship predictions. Then, little bit of that news from college basketball. And then, NCAA stuff. And finally, we're going to mock some mock drafts. Y'all going to be ready, because we got a lot to go through. But, we'll probably go through it pretty fast. Let's start off with some Saints news. The Saints decided to sign a guy who has a name from Star Wars, because honest to God, how the hell are you going to pronounce this guy's name? His first name is Tano. His last name is Kpassaggnon. He's a Chiefs defensive end, former Chiefs defensive end. Oh my God, I'm gonna butcher this name. So I'm gonna put it in the chat, and then I'm gonna butcher this name. Tano Passignon. From now on, that K is silent, okay? Passignon. Or Passignon. Passignon. Until I get corrected, that's what we're calling him. He was a defensive end for the Chiefs last year. He signed a 2-year, $4.5 million contract. $2 million of that money is guaranteed. He's got a max value of $5.25 million, and he has 3 void years alongside it. He had a sack in the AFC Championship game. He had another sack during the regular season. He's a good depth piece, in my opinion. It's not like he's going to be a starter, but we need that rotation built out. You need to have guys who can come in certain situations. You need to have guys that are, next man up. I mean, he's cheap. He might be a value pick. We'll see. In fact, right before I went live, or just as I went live, the Chiefs signed a player of their own. Michael Burton, former Saints fullback, he got a 1-year deal. Did I get more confirmation? Wait, did I get any more? Nope, okay. Yeah. Now let's talk NFL news. Because there wasn't much Saints news this week, honestly. So, yeah, 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, Friday. The big news comes in. The trade. That's right. The number 3 overall pick is not the Dolphins anymore. It went to the 49ers in exchange for the number 12 overall draft pick, a 2022 third-round pick, that's San Francisco's compensatory pick for Salah's being Rob Saleh, their former defensive coordinator, getting hired by the New York Jets, and first-round picks in 2022 and 2023. Then, just 30 minutes later, not even a full hour, like half an hour later, on the dot almost, the Dolphins trade up. The Dolphins trade the 12th overall pick. The Eagles, get it, the Eagles trade back in the draft. They trade the number 6 and number 156 overall picks to the Dolphins in exchange for the number 12 overall pick, the number 123 overall pick, and the Dolphins' 2022 first-round pick, meaning that the Dolphins only have one first-round pick in 2022, and it's not their own, it's the 49ers. which is, I mean, they're going to probably be about the same, and you'd rather trade your own, because if you think you're going to be good, hell yeah, I'd do it. So then, we get the news as to why the Eagles did what they did. The Eagles, sitting at number 6, wanted to trade up to number 3 with the Dolphins, but they actually were trying to trade all the way to number 3. But they wanted confirmation they were going to get Zach Wilson. They couldn't get that. It seems at this point Zach Wilson's going to be a New York Jet. It looks like we know who the top 2 in the draft are, and now number 3 is up in the air. And then there was some crazy drama, which I'll get to later. But, yeah. So then the Eagles figured, screw it, let's get some draft capital. We might as well trade back and see what we can get. And they get a first-round pick in 2022, which, reminder, they have that conditional second-round pick from the Colts that turns into a first-rounder if Carson Wentz starts 75% of the snaps for the Colts next season, or starts 70% and the Colts make the playoffs. One of those two things, that becomes a first-round draft pick. They would have 3 first-round draft picks. They still have 2. They still have 2 first-round draft picks next year, which is pretty damn big. And, yeah, in the end, San Francisco gets the 3rd overall pick. You got Philly getting the 12th overall pick and Miami's first-round pick in 2022. And then Miami gets the number 6 overall pick. They get the number 156 overall pick. I forgot to mention that. I'm sorry. The Eagles also got number 1. This is very confusing to me. Will you excuse me for 2 seconds? Philly gets the number 123 overall pick, the 12th overall pick, and Miami's 2022 first-round pick. And then Miami gets the number 6 overall pick, the number 156 overall pick from the Eagles, the 3rd-round pick in 2022, which is the comp pick, and a first-round pick in 2023, which is also from San Francisco. Holy fuck, what a lot of things. So, now this begs the question. The hell was all of that for? Especially for the 49ers. So, it's a guarantee at this point the 49ers are going to pick a QB. So what about Jimmy Garoppolo? Remember that guy they were kind of hailing as a hero and then he got injured? Yeah, that guy, like only a year ago, had led them to the NFC Championship? Like, I mean, it wasn't him. It was Raheem Mostert deciding to run through the entire Packers defense, let's be honest. But what the hell are the 49ers doing? Well, they want a backup. They want a guy who can take over soon. What their plan is to keep Jimmy Garoppolo around. They're not going to trade him. But then have another guy underneath him. And in case Garoppolo gets injured again, have a guy ready to start. But now comes the important question. Whom shall they pick at the number 3 spot? We know they're not picking Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson. Those guys are basically guaranteed to go number 1, number 2. But who will they pick? Well, a report surfaced that they were going to Alabama's Pro Day instead of Ohio State's. That can only mean one thing. They're going to draft Mac Jones. Well, unless, of course, you actually look into it more and you realize that that's not exactly how this worked out. You see, the 49ers got confirmation from Justin Fields' team that they could work out with him on a separate time and see him throw. So it's not like they're ruling out drafting Justin Fields. They knew they could go and see him later, so they didn't have any reason to go to his pro day. They then could choose between North Dakota State's and Alabama's. So in this case, I feel like it's between 2 guys, and it's Mac Jones and Justin Fields. If you're gonna pick Mac Jones, you're insane. Here's why. Mac Jones is like A.J. McCarron, only a little bit better. Mac Jones, seriously, he is A.J. McCarron, but a slight bit better. Because here's the problem with a lot of Alabama quarterbacks. They are bolstered by talent up the ass around them. As an LSU fan, I know exactly what it's like. Because Zach Mettenberger was an okay quarterback who had gods surrounding him. He had Odell Beckham Jr. and he had Jarvis Landry. The fact that he couldn't throw for 4,000 yards is only because our offense was in the Stone Ages. Hi, I know what we'll do. We'll run it 60-40 despite the fact that we have god-tier receivers. What are you doing? God, there's a reason why Cam Cameron only won one game in Miami. Yeah, it really does. It really does. The problem was, we saw what Mac Jones looked like the year prior, but he was also thrust into an offense that had not been built around, hey, whatever asshole outside has decided to pull out the world's loudest motor needs to shut up. Sorry. Annoying. Yeah, being able to throw to Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith, guys who are going to go in the first round, by the way, they're pretty good. Yeah. I think Mac Jones, he's okay. He's a game manager. If he goes in the first round, that's fine, but he's going to be a disappointment. You put him with lesser talent, he's not going to be able to do it. He also had Najee Harris, who could run the damn ball better than 90% of the running backs in the entire country. Who, by the way, Najee Harris should be the first running back off the board. I don't care about anything else. I have never seen a guy run like Najee Harris ran. He seriously scared me when he ran against LSU, because it's like, oh, this guy is a beast? Oh, okay, so nothing's getting in his way. Oh, so he's like what would happen if, like, he's like, he's got the running style of Derrick Henry, but, like, he can churn those legs, man. Just cheese them. Yeah. And then you got Justin Fields, who, he's really good. Did I mention that I thought Justin Fields was the second best quarterback in this draft? Because I'm thinking Zach Wilson might be second best, but, like, Justin Fields is 2A. Seriously, like, they're basically really good together. I don't care that, Ohio State doesn't produce good quarterbacks. Yeah, LSU didn't produce good quarterbacks for like 40 years. What the hell do you expect? Oh, and then the next QB that they produced came out of what school again? Ohio State. So, don't forget, Justin Fields initially went to Georgia, who hasn't produced a first-round quarterback since Matt Stafford. Fine. But yeah. Either way, this is going to be an interesting draft. Quick little news update. The Raiders signed Willie Snead to a 1-year deal. Good for him. It's time for Ben Complains About the 17-Game Schedule. The NFL decided to stupidly do this. I hate you. Every day that you do the things that you do, I hate you more. So it's the 17-game schedule. Let's make an odd number of games for the first time since 1946. I'm not shitting you. It's been that long since the NFL has scheduled this weird number of games. There were 2 times that they had an odd number of games in the prior years. In the intervening years, but those were both due to strikes. So, not exactly the NFL's fault. No, it was the NFL's fault. You guys didn't listen to the players and they struck. But, yeah. I just don't like it. First of all, you've got 12-5 or 7-10. I don't like 9-8 when it comes to... I don't like it randomly being 8 road games and 9 home games and having that flip-flop. I don't like an odd number of games when you had 16 games for 32 teams. That works. That works perfectly fine. It's not dumb. Yeah, like... I just don't like it. And it's like, oh, this will make more money. I understand that. But, like, really? 16 games is long enough. And you're not adding a bye week. That's my problem with it. They didn't add a bye week to the NFL. If you add a bye week, that's fine. But you can't just expect these guys to be playing 17 games in 18 weeks. You need to understand that there are teams that get way too early a bye week, and it hurts them. Well, no, because... No, the way it's going to work, and it's... Not every game's going to be like an international one. That's not how they've done it. They've already said that the Falcons are going to have an international game this year, so they will be playing 8-8. Home and away, and then that night... No, wait, hold on a minute. No, because the Falcons are going to be the road team in that game. The Falcons are going to be the road team in that game. If they want to keep it consistent, I should say. If it's a home game, then the Falcons only get 7 home dates in the regular season. The NFC is going to only get 8 home dates, whereas the AFC is going to get 9 this year. It's going to flip-flop back and forth every single year. So, what the hell? I get it. No one goes to Falcons games. They're like the Jaguars, except the team sometimes is okay-ish, I guess. They're like the Jaguars if they sometimes had 7-9 records. Fine. And I mean, the NFL said they want to do more international games, and they said they want to try South America and Europe and Asia, and I'm like, South America, yes, because the time difference is like an hour. But where? Tell me where you're going to play these games. You do realize they don't have football stadiums there. They have soccer stadiums that aren't necessarily well built for football. Like, maybe you can use some of those Brazilian stadiums that haven't been used since the World Cup. Actually, hold on a minute. That's not stupid. Actually, hold on a minute. That's not as stupid as I'm thinking. While they're out of the way, they're definitely something, if you invested money into them, that would be really good. Dude, you don't even need to put the U. It's 2 O's. It's just soccer football. It's association football. It's just another type of football. There are many types of football. There's rugby football and Gaelic football and Australian rules football. There's Canadian football. There's all kinds of football. You just need to know which one it is. I would start a song. Unfortunately, I haven't written it yet. And you say it, and I say yet because yes, I would totally write a song about this. Anyway, that's not important. What is important is about the fact that I don't like 17 games. But who will the Saints be playing in their 17th game? It'll be a road game at Tennessee. So you're telling me we have to play the Titans. Great. Fuck. Damn it. The last time we played the Titans, we didn't have to go up against Derrick Henry. We're not going to be so lucky this time, are we? At least we had a run defense last year. Let's hope it can stay that way. Oh, wait. We don't have most of the pieces. We still have the front 4, except for fucking that one dude who couldn't play run defense as well as he could sack. That's fine. We'll see how that goes. Granted, the Titans don't have anyone in their secondary last I checked. Like, they had 2 cornerbacks or something. Because all of them left. So, yeah, they're going to fix that. I hope. Well, I don't know. No, I hope that. No team should have to go playing with no secondary. Trust me, I'm a Saints fan who was watching the team in the late 2010s. I mean, in the mid-2010s. I know what it's like to have no secondary. Corey White. Brandon Browner is still a sinful name. It doesn't help that he's in jail. Yeah. But the one thing that I didn't like was that they shortened the preseason. Oh my god, the preseason was too long. That's to you. There are a bunch of guys who would disagree that the preseason is too long. In fact, they think the preseason is just fine. They're the guys who make up the 3 on the 53-man roster. They're the guys who make the practice squad. They're the guys who are just hanging on in this league. Those guys need that 4th preseason game. There are guys who have made NFL teams because they showed up in the 4th preseason game. And now that's no longer there. Maybe you don't like the preseason, but I do. Because it allows teams to evaluate talent and to find those guys that that show up in games that are very crucial. With a season that's this long, every game counts still. And every win counts. And when there's only one bye on the line, a play from somebody who you might not have been able to find in training camp, but who made that play during that fourth preseason game is important. Yeah, exactly. The 2020 season showed how important the preseason is, and they still shortened it. Now, I will say, the fourth preseason game has always been kind of a wash. It's been a game where you don't play any of your starters. You're just trying to figure out, again, who's going to make the team. But so many guys need that game. I know the Saints have had some guys who wouldn't have made the team without that fourth preseason game, but they showed up in it, and it was like, no, we want you on the roster. We want you on the roster. The NFL doesn't understand how player development works, despite the fact that we saw last year how bad it is when teams don't have time. I'm hoping they don't shorten minicamp, they don't shorten OTAs, they don't shorten that practice time before the season. Because you know what it looks like? It looks like what the Bucs did in the early part of the season, when they were an uncoordinated mess. When they had no idea what they were doing. Because if the Bucs had any chance to gel, yeah, they'd probably still have lost their opener. Because they didn't have as much time. They needed a few weeks in. But it wouldn't have taken them until the bye week to figure out exactly what they needed to do. They were lucky that they were coming off of a pretty mess season the year prior, that they could get some easy games in. But they lost to the damn Bears. I don't care how many guys were out. They still lost to the Bears, and that's an absolute embarrassment. Embarrassment. I am the worst. Yeah. Preseason's important. You need that time to get to gelling, to learn the system, to learn the scheme. Because without it, you get shitty football. You get like the NFL was trying to say, oh my god, look at all these points. That's not a good thing. The defenses were uncoordinated as hell. They had no idea what they were doing, and teams were getting fluke touchdowns. Teams were getting TDs when they shouldn't have. They were able to run scores that way because teams just couldn't get stops. It helps the defenses a lot more than it helps the offenses. But I know the NFL just wants to be flashy and woohoo! But that's not good. Trust me, as a Saints fan, I know what it's like to have a flashy offense and a shitty defense all at once. Because it was called 2014 to 2016. Those 3 years were the definition of a flashy offense with no defense. That in 2011, let's be honest, was the definition, the biggest definition of a team that had a flashy offense and a defense that nearly destroyed itself. The 2011 Saints had more first downs and yards than any team in NFL history. They also lost to the Rams. I don't know. And I get it. They want more money. They want more money. I get it. There's no problem with wanting more money. I'm all for wanting more money. Alrighty? Look, you're a business. You wanting more money is normal. But you're not going to make a better product. And the only reason you're going to keep making money is because you got this entire country, held by the balls. It's crazy to think that the NFL is the only sports league that doesn't keep losing television ratings. The NHL's getting its ass kicked. The NBA's getting its ass kicked. MLB's getting its ass kicked. NFL, 71 of the top 100 broadcasts last year were NFL games. That's insane. How do they keep doing it? They can't keep doing it. It's too stupid. Anyway. Yeah. That's my little ramble about 17. Also, I need to state this. very clearly and explicitly. Prime numbers. Why would you choose a prime number? Guys, prime numbers don't work. Looks at the NHL doing a 31-team league. Looks at the NFL doing a 31-team league. Okay, maybe you're not that shy from prime numbers. I don't know, 13-4. It's gonna be funny. It's going to be funny, but here's my thing. And we're gonna count all the records. That's fine. I'm not gonna have any problem with counting records from this time. Just as long as we address the fact that, say, it's going to be easier to have certain types of seasons. But then again, that's why O.J. Simpson's 2,000-yard season is the most impressive season by a running back in NFL history. Yeah. And if you can tell me otherwise, go look at the numbers. Because it was God tier. He was the only thing keeping that team alive. Which is quite ironic for what O.J. Simpson would later do. Man. Hey, speaking of players that have had some controversy in their lives, let's talk about some Deshaun Watson stuff. Yeah, what a great segue. Yes, and let's segue. Is there a fan in here? That's a good question. Because man, I can never tell what's going on. Anyway, let's talk about... Yep, hi. You are here, just not talking. That's fine. Just making sure that the stream chat was right. Yeah. So it's up to 21. Congratulations, Deshaun. 21. It's a lot. That's a lot of people. It's 21. It's 21. 21? Yeah. Apparently, one of them states that the Texans QB has, quote, unsent, unquote, messages on Instagram, which means he has unsent, not that the messages have not been sent, but that he has rescinded the sending. That is an important distinction to be made. He's also contacted the women who had previously massaged him through intermediaries. Yeah. 21. It's 21 now. Also, the name of his lawyer is Rusty Hardin, which is just not helpful for this case that your name is Rusty Hardin. Like, really, bro? On Monday, that guy said that he had not deleted any Instagram messages over the past 2 weeks, he being Watson, and he categorically denied that his client contacted any of the women directly. Which is not what that alleged... The allegation wasn't that he directly contacted them. It said that he had contacted them through intermediaries. Damn you and your sly lawyering. Yep. Oh, if only Hardin could do anything weirder. So then Hardin decided to come out with a statement that there were 18 previous massage therapists that would go on the record saying that he engaged in no misconduct, which, first of all, yeah, I believe him. It's possible that he had 18 massage therapists where nothing bad happened. Though 18 massage therapists did, and then 21, so like 40? He had 40? That's a lot. Former NFL offensive lineman and current Saints Hall of Famer Jermon Bushrod. Yeah, that's weird. He said, I played 12 years. I think I had half of that throughout my whole career. Bushrod, in response to the tweet, was asked by another user whether football players usually stick with one massage therapist for an extended period of time. He replied by saying, yes, no way I could have multiple therapists per game week. Yeah. Now, there couldn't be anything weirder. Oh no. Yeah, there is this one thing. It's called Busby posted on Instagram on Tuesday night that he now doesn't feel comfortable going to the Houston Police Department with any information that he and his client, with any information. Now, that sounds suspicious. Okay, I'm not doing that. I hate myself for having done that. Oh my god, what the hell? Anyway, funny spaceman game. So yeah, why wouldn't you go to the Houston Police Department with all of this? Strange, isn't it? Well, until you realize this part. Here's why. Here's the quote. My legal opponent, Mr. Harden, has a son who is on the executive command staff of HPD, Houston Police Department. I am not saying in any way that Deshaun Watson's lawyer, Mr. Harden, has a son who has a position that would compromise HPD and its investigation. I support his service, along with all Houston police officers. I think the rank and file know that. So what he's saying is, I'm not saying he would do it, but there's a possibility that he would do it, and I'm not comfortable with doing this anymore. You understand, right? Conflicts of interest and all that. Yeah. Yep-a-dee-doo. The NFLPA. Oh, they're also monitoring the situation. Yeah, the NFLPA's executive director, DeMaurice Smith, or DeMorris, I don't know how to pronounce his name, I've never heard it before. He said, quote, we monitor these cases, and if it results in an investigation by the league with respect to the personal conduct policy, we'll become involved in that. Other than that, historically I don't comment on open cases, but we are continuing to monitor it as it might impact this young man and the personal conduct policy, unquote. So, what are my thoughts? Bring it 40 massage therapists? That sounds like a lot of people. That's a lot of people. This all started in 2018? It's over 3 years? That's a lot of people. Why? Why? That's weird to me. But I'm also not a football player, so I can't really comment on it. I'm just saying that doesn't sound normal. But then again, if the allegations are to be believed, that's not the worst of it, is it? Yeah. I gotta say, beautiful conflicts of interest. This really does sound like a Louisiana story and not like a Texas story with that conflict of interest, honestly. You have no idea. You have zero idea how much truth there is to that statement until you've seen the kind of shit we've had to deal with. Oh my god. Look, I live in Baton Rouge right now. When I step out my front window, I can't really get anything, but there are certain parts of campus that when you're closer to the Capitol, you can get the wafts of this smell. It's called corruption. You can just smell the corruption. And on certain days when the wind is blowing just right, when I step outside my door, the sweet, sweet smell of that Louisiana corruption just hits you so perfectly. Man. Gotta say, really tough to distinguish it, but, I don't know if I'd trade it for anything else. Oh yeah, that's right, actual politics that aren't so tainted. Seriously, if you ever look through Louisiana history, you're like, wait, why the hell is there so much corruption? And then you're just like, because that's what this state is. Yeah. It's kind of a thing. You get used to it after a point. Like Ray Nagin when he was indicted for corruption, and it was like, yes, okay, cool. He was a corrupt mayor. What a shock. Mate, but here's the difference. It's the whole state since the dude, okay. So, here's a little bit of history. The first Louisiana lottery was supposed to... There was a Louisiana lottery in the 19th century. I don't exactly remember when it was. But the Louisiana lottery was supposed to benefit the Louisiana public hospital system. And it ended up being that about 1% of all of the money that was raised through it ever went to the hospital. It was like 1% or 0.1%. 99% of the money went into politicians' pockets. Not even joking with you. Just 99% of the money went into politicians' pockets. They just lined their pockets with all the money. Like that, and that's just typical. It's just typical of this state. Like really, this was stuff they were teaching us in Louisiana history in 7th grade. You learn about it early if you go to certain magnet school education, bitches. Okay, seriously, how's 12% of this thing been dropped frames? Oh my god, stop dropping frames, Jesus. Thank you. Anyway, let's go back to this. Yeah. It's time for some LSU baseball. I hate my life. We got swept by Tennessee. We lost 3-1 in game 1, 9-8 in 11 innings in game 2. They called the game in the top of the 8th, in the top of the 9th inning, the night of that game because of rain. We were leading 8-7. We get out on a double play. Tennessee scores a run, bottom of the 9th inning. In the 11th inning, they walk us off. Apparently everywhere is famous. Again, it's just, Louisiana, I think, has its own brand of corruption, though. It's a special type of corruption. Like, every city, I think, has had its share of corruption, but Louisiana's just baked in. It's baked in. Alrighty? You know, it's part of that, it's just part of that charm that makes this state so beautiful. Alrighty? You know, the food, the music, the corruption, we don't talk about that. You know, our troubled history, which, again, we also don't talk about, despite, like, the fact that we definitely need to address it, because, whatever. We've addressed some of it. Whatever. I mean, it's not like they literally moved the AFL All-Star Game due to racism. They literally moved the American Football League All-Star Game because the city was so damn racist. I'm not joking with you. This happened. You can look it up. They were going to play it in New Orleans, but one Raiders player couldn't get a cab, and, like, all of the players... Racism, seafood bait. Mate, the racism is the roux. No, it's not the roux. I'm sorry, that's not the roux. It's not. It's part of it. But, like, you know, people, and the thing is, like, it's fine. Like, that stuff doesn't come in a lot of contexts. Like, it's a melting pot. Everyone comes together. There's a lot of times where it's like, wow, you wouldn't even notice that. And then there's other times where it's like, oh. But if you go to Northwest Louisiana, I'll tell you, yeah, you're gonna find it. You want to find it? You can go to Northwest Louisiana. You'll find it. You'll find it up there. You'll find it up there. Whew. But anyway, let's get off of that. Oh shit, Mafia. I didn't think about that. Anyway, game 3 of the LSU series was in 8 innings. It ended in 8 innings, which was extra innings because they had to play the final game, with 7 innings, considering we needed to get back to Baton Rouge. This game was played in Tennessee, by the way. And we lost it 3-2 in extras. We had 26 hits, and we combined for 11 runs. That's not good. Our batting average is like 275. Then we decided, then we had this midweek game against South Alabama a couple days ago. We beat them 11-1. Because frankly, Gorilla Ball still lives. Gorilla Ball being, if you don't know, I think I've mentioned it before, term referring to the fact that we just hit dingers. We still hold the National Home Run League lead. It's like 44 home runs. It's pretty nice. You know what else is pretty nice? Basketball. Basketball is amazing. It's so amazing. One might even say it's sweet. The Sweet 16. Before we get into the Sweet 16, though, there was a national championship game over the weekend. And I watched it. The Division II National Championship game, men's national championship, between Northwest Missouri State and West Texas A&M. Northwest Missouri State is a dominant force in Division II men's basketball. They've won 3 of the last 4 championships, if you include the one that they won on Saturday. And by won, I mean absolutely dominated. I mean, like, they took control of that game from the start and kicked the crap out of West Texas A&M. I gotta remember what the score was. Come on. Come on. 80-54 was the final score. It was 80-54. It killed them. Northwest Missouri State was just hitting 3 after 3 after 3 after 3 after bing, 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 bing. Yeah. Yeah. Kick their asses. West Texas A&M was the number 1 team coming into the Elite Eight. By the way, the Elite Eight, they don't do a Final Four. The way the NCAA Division II tournament works is they did 48 teams this year. Once you get to the Elite Eight, they reseed everybody, 1 through 8, and then they move on to the finals. So, yeah. West Texas A&M, or as they used to be known, West Texas State. I don't know why they changed their name. Probably because they were a part of the Texas A&M system. That would make a lot of sense. Speaking of things that make a lot of sense, this segue. Oh wait, no it's not. Anyway, it's time to talk about my Sweet 16 predictions. I went 50-50. I got 4 right and 4 wrong, because I'm really good at this. Yep. So, let's start with Loyola over Oregon State. Nope. Just nope. I'm going to say this. Some of the games on Saturday I didn't get a chance to watch. That one was not one of them. I did get a chance to watch it. It was kind of ugly if you don't notice. Yeah. It was ugly. I mean, that game was low scoring too. Baylor over Villanova. Okay, so I didn't watch that game. I didn't watch that game. I just could not watch that game. Like, literally could not watch that game. I was busy doing other things. So, Baylor beat Villanova. Baylor's a really good team. Then you had Arkansas over Oral Roberts, which was my prediction. Oral Roberts had a lead, and then Arkansas came back on them. This has been a common theme. Yeah, I don't know what the hell it is, but Arkansas had 3 double-digit deficits, and they just came back on all 3 of them. I don't know. Whatever. Then you have Syracuse over Houston, because I thought Cuse was kind of on a run. And then Houston decided to shut them the fuck up. Hi, we're Houston, and we are here to dominate. And thus they dominated. I had Bama over UCLA. I was in the middle of doing this exam, so I didn't get to watch the ending. First of all, Bama, do you know how to shoot a free throw? Seriously? Asking for a friend. 'Cause 11 of 25 from the charity stripe? Throughout the whole game? You couldn't buy a free throw. Dude, the last time a team had this bad a performance in the Sweet 16, Kansas, was 12 of 30 in 03. Dude, 11 of 25. I was checking the game and I was like, how the hell did you miss both of your free throws? Guys, you need these to win the game. So then, it's towards the end of it. And by the way, UCLA had been playing like a rough game. It had gone back and forth and back and forth. It reminded me a lot of the LSU Bama SEC championship game. You know, except UCLA was trying harder, I guess. So then, UCLA has this 3-point lead with 6 seconds to go. Bama's going to inbound the ball. Now, if you're UCLA, you foul them. You foul their asses. They can't buy a free throw unless you expect them to randomly hit a 3, which granted, yeah, they could hit a 3 because they could hit 3s better than they could hit free throws pretty much. At least that night, it seemed. So, what ended up happening? They didn't foul him, they let him shoot a 3 and went through, so they went to overtime. Then UCLA remembered, oh yeah, we're better than you guys, and boat raced them and beat them by 10. In the end, what the hell was that? You know, Alabama being down by 3 and needing a clutch field goal isn't usually a thing they can do, but I guess this is basketball and not football, so they don't have to rely on a kicker. Sorry, I really needed that. Fuck Bama. Just, God. Here's my top 5 college football teams that I hate. Number 1, Alabama. Number 2, Alabama. Number 3, Alabama. Number 4, Florida. Number 5, Auburn. That's my list. Oh my God, what have you done? Why are you... No, he's here. Oh God, he's here. How much does it cost to stay in this chat room? It costs your sanity at this point. At this rate, it costs your sanity. So anyway, it's Gonzaga over Creighton. Creighton's run has ended because Gonzaga... I thought Gonzaga might only beat them by like 11 or 12. 19 points, okay. Yes, he's back. He's here. I didn't think he'd ever show up. Wow, I really did not need to... Can we not? Because I have... Bro, please, don't. Please. Did you know that Coach O has to testify in front of the state senate now over this phone call he made because of Geaux? Yeah, that's going to be fun. He has until April 8th to respond. Yeah, that'll be interesting. God, I cannot believe what the hell happened. Seriously. Anyway, not important. What is important? Gonzaga is going to win the national title because they're on a dominant run right now, and I don't see anybody stopping them. They are the juggernaut from X-Men right now. To quote, I don't know which movie, they're the juggernaut, bitch. God, I need to see that movie. Now, I had Gonzaga beating Creighton, and I was right. But what I didn't have was Michigan beating Florida State. I don't get it with Adam Morrison. Bro, just... Bro, what do you mean? Why are you doing this? You're not helping things. Come on. We have to keep things on topic. God damn, we are gonna run through a lot. I'm gonna start going faster now. So, Michigan beat FSU, because they were better. And then I had USC over Oregon. Yeah, they did it. Then, the Elite Eight. I had 4 predictions. I went 50-50 again. Gonzaga is on topic. You talking about Adam Morrison, a live person, being not alive is off topic. So I had Houston over Oregon State. Yes, because Houston is good and Oregon State is fluky. Arkansas over Baylor. I forgot how good Baylor was. I just genuinely forgot how good Baylor was. They're really good. They might be the second best team in the nation. There's only one way to find out. Watch the Final Four. Gonzaga over USC. Okay, USC. What does this prove? It proves that Kansas would have gotten murdered by like 40. Jeez. And then Michigan over UCLA. How did UCLA win that game? And the answer is Michigan couldn't buy a shot. They couldn't hit a shot the last 5 minutes of the game. The only guy who was actually out there trying to win that damn game was Johnny Uzang, whose ass was on fire. 28 of UCLA's 51 points. Wow. Like, really good. But, like, that airball 3 was so really, bro. And then the freaking putback attempt was like, guys, you're doing everything wrong. Then people set off fires in LA because of course they did. I'm not even joking you. They were setting off fires in LA. Luckily it was in the non-wooded parts of town, otherwise we'd have had a real problem. Don't worry, it's the wet season. So yeah, it's time for my final 4 predictions. It's Gonzaga versus Baylor. That's what this entire year was leading up to, wasn't it? It's going to be Gonzaga versus Baylor. Gonzaga's going to win it. It's going to be a thrilling final. Everyone's going to love it. But Gonzaga's going to be Baylor. Probably going to be a closer game than I was expecting, unless Gonzaga has really gone full juggernaut and no one's going to stop them. But yeah. Anyway, time to talk about 2 more things with college basketball. Number 1, Roy Williams retired today. God damn it, man. I don't need this. No. I thought DPJ would have been the one to say that, not you. God, this is terrible. This is the worst. Anyway, Roy Williams retired. Good for him. He's going to be handpicking the successor at UNC. Hopefully they can be less disappointing than UNC was last year. And then, Texas. I'm going to need you to fuck off. First of all, why'd you let Shaka Smart go to Marquette? I know your boosters are little bitches who can't stand the fact that Shaka Smart can't win. Actually, yeah, fair point. Why did Marquette hire him? Why did Marquette feel the need to hire him? Like, guys, he's been underwhelming. Do you think he can do anything? Fine. I'd like to see what he does. Also, why did it take me this long to realize Shaka Smart had hair? When did he stop shaving his head? Yeah, well, only, like, one of those guys even follows me, so, I don't think, no, none of those guys even freaking follow me. So, like, that's the problem. We can't get the gang all here, and if we got the gang all here, I'd have stupid trivia questions to knock your asses into next week. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Here's something that'll make me annoyed. It's Chris Beard. He went to Texas from Texas Tech. First of all, hey, speaking of roping him in, I'm trying to get you guys to, like, listen. Roping him in, Texas hired Chris Beard from Texas Tech. He was already getting over $5 million at Texas Tech. Sarkisian, their football coach, is getting $5.2 million. We might see Texas paying their basketball coach more than their football coach. Ain't it crazy? It's insane to think that's how much UT's trying to do it. I hate it. I really hate it. Because, like, he had a really good thing going at Texas Tech. But I also understand it's his dream job. And, like, when you got a chance to follow your dreams, you gotta take them. But he's gonna get a lot of tacos thrown on him, man. Just saying. Like, be ready for the taco pelting of the century. Because that return trip ain't gonna be fun. Yep. And LSU is losing 5-0 to Vanderbilt. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. They're the best team in the country. I'm expecting us to get our asses kicked. It's time for NCAA stuff. The NCAA has been doing some interesting things. Before we go on, let's talk about the name, image, and likeness stuff. I hate people that say name, image, and likeness is only going to impact the basketball and the football players. Time for a little bit of trivia. What sport It was like, in which... I'm trying to think of a good way to put this. Place your guesses. What sport does the second most followed NCAA athlete on Instagram compete in? In which sport does the second most followed NCAA athlete compete? Place your guesses. Place your guesses. It's 7:56 here. You got until 7:58. 2 minutes. Place your guesses. Second most followed athlete on Instagram. It's not lacrosse. It's an NCAA sport. Not bad with rowing. Not bad. But it's not rowing. Here's a hint. This athlete goes to LSU. LSU does not have a... The man with the Plan 360 is correct. It is gymnastics. The second most followed athlete on Instagram is LSU gymnast Livy Dunn. She has over 1 million followers. Translate that to numbers. Holy hell, is that a lot of money? Yeah. Like, you can pull up numbers, and they can, yeah, there are lots of them that get it. The most of the Elite Eight, the top two highest, potential for earnings athletes in the Elite Eight of men's and women's played in women's basketball, not men's. The top one had a potential earnings based on followers of over $300,000. Now that's in basketball, but that wasn't even 1 million followers. This is 1 million followers. 1 million followers. I think we have another one who has like 500,000. Like, the numbers are insane when you look at them. So it's like, name, image, and likeness doesn't just help football and basketball players. Helps a lot of people. There are probably some track people. By the way, number one is Shaq's son. So, I don't know which one, but it's like one of Shaq's sons has way more than that. And so it's like, that's basketball. But number two is an LSU gymnast. So yeah, go Tigers. We're competing in regionals, by the way. We're the number one seed in the in the Salt Lake City, Utah regional. We compete at 8 tomorrow. God, we need to win Natty. Anyway, just separate thing. Don't question me. You don't get it. We draw more people for our gymnastics meets than we do our basketball games. Because we're good at gym. Not even joking you. We like pack a house for a gym meet. Tickets are in short supply. It's insane. I've been to a couple and it was the most incredible experience. But recently, the NCAA has been dealing with some shit. You see, Mark Emmert, slime ball in chief of the NCAA, former LSU athletics director, and father-in-law of, LSU athletics director's, daughter or son? Don't question how that works. It's not a conflict of interest. We're never getting punished for the Will Wade shit. Sorry. I'm just saying it. We're not getting punished. We're not getting punished at all. We're never gonna get punished for it. You don't think that conflict of interest is gonna get us to get away with it? We're still under investigation, and there are tapes of him fucking doing it. I don't think we're ever gonna get punished. Genuinely, what the hell are they gonna do to us that they could have already done now? What the hell are you doing? What are you waiting for? You've got all the evidence you need. Just fucking do something already. Anyway, Emmert recently met with 3 men's basketball players. Yeah, that's it. He only met with 3 players. They were all men. That's the only guys he wanted to meet with. Please fuck off. Please fuck off. But of course, the NCAA had some stuff to do. Because Mr. NCAA had to go to Washington. Because the SCOTUS was in session. The Supreme Court of the United States of America was in session to hear oral arguments for NCAA v. Alston. A major case that could determine the future of the NCAA. And, yeah, let's say this. The NCAA got some questions that they can't answer because they got their... So, like, let's read 3 things that happened during the proceedings that were hilarious. So, the NCAA has defined pay as hilarious, like they wouldn't define pay to fit whatever weird loopholes they need to keep their system going. Amy Coney Barrett called them on it. Why do you get to define what pay is? The NCAA answer was essentially that they made the game so they get to define how it's played. Excuse me, what? Excuse me, what? Excuse me, what? I'm gonna need you to backtrack on that. What the fuck? You can go fuck yourselves. Clarence Thomas, one of the most conservative justices, asked whether there is an effort to limit compensation for coaches similar to the effort to limit compensation on athletes in the name of amateurism. Well, let's see. In 2001, Steve Spurrier led the sport of college football with a $2.1 million per year salary. 20 years later, USA Today notes that there is a minimum of 65 head coaches who make that compensation or more. I'm gonna say to your question, Justice Thomas, no, not at all. No. You're not trying at all to limit shit. Then Justice Gorsuch followed up with a question. You worry about student athletes getting $6,000 a year when TV contracts are in the billions. $6,000 a year is not a lot given injuries and inability to major in whatever they want. You talk about $6,000 like it's an exorbitant amount. It's not. That I loved. However, you would think that this would mean, oh, the NCAA is getting their asses handed to them. They're going to get their asses handed to them. They're going to lose 9-0. There's one slight problem, and it's a really good one. They have concerns about a slippery slope. Because, Elena Kagan, several justices also expressed skepticism about the NCAA's high-minded claims about the importance of preserving amateurism. Justice Elena Kagan said that while amateurism may have been created more than a century ago to protect an institution that provides social value, that doesn't mean that it's its function today. You can only ride on the history for so long. A great deal has changed since 100 years ago in the way student athletes are treated. A great deal has changed since 1985, let alone 100 years ago. I guess it doesn't move me all that much that there is a history to this. But when questioning the plaintiff's case, Kagan asked whether the incremental increase in what athletes are allowed to make will lead to more litigation in the future. She echoed the concern of several justices that their ruling in the Alston case would be the first step in a series of lawsuits that steadily chip away at the NCAA's rules until college sports are clearly professional by anyone's definition. Kagan referred to it as the floodgates argument, and she said, what's next? Is it going to go up and up and up, and pretty soon it will just be a regular labor market? Yeah, there was one justice who didn't like it. Yada, 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 yada. Yeah, weird. Oh, wow. Dang, speaking of Jim, Auburn is out. So, yeah. I have a lot of opinions on the NCAA, and I don't like them at all. They're very stupid. Unfortunately, I also put myself in the point where it's been an hour of me streaming, and I've got an entire little segment that I want to go for, because guess what? I was going to talk about revenue sharing. I was going to talk about this and that and the other thing, but who's here? Who's ready? It's time for... And I'm going to lead off, by the way, next week. I'm going to lead off with this. We're going to mock some mock drafts right now. Okay, we're going to mock specifically one mock draft. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lance Zierlein's 2021 NFL Mock Draft 3.0. And I think we should probably... Should we show it? I don't know if we should show it. I don't think we need to show it. Now, number 1, Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence. Duh. Number 2, Zach Wilson to the Jets. Pretty much, yes. Now then, who's number 3? It's Trey Lance. I said earlier, no. This guy's saying that maybe if the 49ers are trading up to get him, that would make sense. But no, I don't think Trey Lance is going to be going number 3. I don't think that makes sense. I could see it. They want a more mobile quarterback in that kind of offense, but like, Jimmy G is not a mobile quarterback, and he's been doing fine in that offense. Matt Ryan was never a mobile quarterback. Trey Lance is. There's a reason why Kaepernick was forced out. It's that he didn't fit in Shanahan's scheme. So you want Trey Lance? A guy who also wouldn't fit that scheme when a guy like a Mac Jones would fit that scheme. In fact, if the 49ers are going to draft anybody, it might be Mac Jones. Justin Fields, I don't know if they're going to use his skill set correctly. Then, you have number 4, which I actually think is a pretty decent one. Patrick Surtain, a cornerback out of Alabama. I hate him. I hate him because he terrorized us. So, that means he's really, really good. If I say an SEC player that I don't like, it's because he terrorized us, and that means he's really damn good. Yeah, some mock drafts have the Falcons picking a quarterback. Those mock drafts are dumb. Matt Ryan had a contract extension, didn't he? Like, what the hell? And I think the Falcons might trade out of that spot, but genuinely, they need a cornerback so badly. That or an offensive lineman I could see. Number 5, Penei Sewell. I like the pick. I think that would be a good pick. Number 6, Miami Dolphins, Jamar Chase. I think that would be a good pick too. The Dolphins are going to pick a wide receiver. They're still going to be in line to get Jamar Chase, who's the best wide receiver in this class. Despite what anybody tells you about Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase was better than that. Because if you look at the first and second round draft picks that he played against last year, it was, he burned them. Remember AJ Terrell last year? First round draft pick? Yeah, Jamar Chase made him look like a scrub out there in the national championship game. He blew past him, he made him look pointless out there, just left him in his dust. I mean, like, it's kind of broken. There's a reason why Joe Burrow has been pushing to get Jamar Chase. If they pick Jamar Chase, by the way, I'm not actually going to be that annoyed by it, because there's some decent there's some decent second round offensive line talent. I mean, Penei Sewell is potentially a once in a generation offensive line talent. Who knows? But I mean, yeah. My take is basically, if they do it, they would have a top tier wide receiver, which they definitely need because they didn't have one last year. There's already a connection there. That connection was really good. That was a really good connection. It was really good. I kind of miss it because it was really good. Okay, like I got to see that a lot, and it was really awesome because we kind of kicked ass with it. So like I feel like that would kick ass again because if they know that route, if they have that kind of connection, if they can get it back, watch out, because Jamar, you thought Justin Jefferson was good. He wasn't the best receiver on his own team. He wasn't the best receiver on his own team. And he just set the rookie record for receiving yards. Like, guys, I don't think you get how much he would do it. I don't give a damn. You could do it in 2 seconds. He could run routes better than any guy in this draft. He's fast. He burns everyone. I don't care what... Dude, I mean, and with Joe Burrow, like, I'd probably die happy. Like, that would be awesome. I would not mind that pick. I honestly wouldn't mind that pick. Because thinking about it, it's like, yeah. And by the way, a good wide receiver is sometimes more valuable than a good offensive lineman. Because, like, hey, he's wide open. Noom. Seriously, I could see him having 20 touchdowns. Not really, that would be insane, but, like, also, like, 50-something of his 80 catches in 2019 were for touchdowns or first downs. He was a guy who was just there when you needed him. Insane. Absolutely insane. And he still got he ran... I was watching Pro Day coverage yesterday because I got bored. And he ran like a 4.38 40. His broad jump was pretty damn good. He kicked ass. He's got damn good numbers. So I could see them doing it, and I wouldn't hate it. That would mean that they would have to wait for a late round pick. I mean, a second round pick. But, like, wide receivers are deep in this class, so they could wait for that. But they can also wait for offensive linemen because there's actually a lot of decent ones from what I've heard. I can't really gauge offensive line talent because I'm not that well versed in that. I can tell you what a damn good receiver looks like. Because usually there's those kinds of mismatches and it's like pretty good. Yes, but like the O-line, there's a grading system that tells you the value of a player, and a top-tier wide receiver is actually more valuable than a top-tier offensive tackle. I'm not even kidding you. They're more valuable to you. And they make your team overall better. Because if you have a receiver that can get open quickly, then you don't need to worry about time. Because they're not going to be blitzing you and bull rushing you every play. If you need to throw a quick pass, you want a guy that's open quickly. Joe Burrow had a good offensive line. He didn't have a great offensive line. It gave him just enough time to make his reads and progressions when he was at LSU. And it won the Joe Moore Award for Best Offensive Line for a reason. Because it was just good enough. But it helped that Joe Burrow had some of the most incredible awareness and incredible ability to make reads of any quarterback I've ever seen. And that's why I'm saying it's like, I wouldn't mind Jamar Chase, but I also think Penei Sewell is a pretty safe pick. Because there's so much wide receiver talent that, frankly, if they don't get him, you can get another guy. But if Joe Burrow really wants this guy, I feel like the Bengals might just placate to him because they're like, look, I know how good this guy is. Trust me, if you draft him, we can run every play we want. We can do things on offense you can only dream of. Trust me, I've seen it in person and I know what it's like, and it's kind of badass. So anyway, the Lions picking Devontae Smith. Yes, 100%. They need a wide receiver. Because after losing both of them, yeah, you need somebody. Devontae Smith, best move for them. The Carolina Panthers at pick number 8, Mac Jones. What? What? I need to ask you a question. Why did you not give Teddy Bridgewater but 1 year? Why are people being such dickheads with that? It's Teddy Bridgewater in a system that was built to have Christian McCaffrey. That didn't have Christian McCaffrey. I give Teddy Bridgewater one more year. I try and get something good in the defensive side. That, or I get more offensive line help. Hell, get a tight end. Hey, wait a minute. I wonder if there's going to be a tight end there. Get Kyle Pitts. Actually, don't get Kyle Pitts. Get Mac Jones. You know what? No. Panthers, pick Mac Jones. I'd love it. I'd love it if you picked Mac Jones. Anybody but Kyle Pitts. I need him out of this conference. I don't need to see him. Please, God, don't let you... Please do not pick Kyle Pitts. Actually, you know what? That's who the Lions are definitely going to go. No, they already have Hawkinson. They don't need him. They don't need him. They don't need him. Because, like, I know Dan Campbell's a tight ends guy, but, like, they do not need him. They have Hawkinson. He's a damn good tight end. But who even knows with this guy? He might pick Kyle Pitts. He's that good. Kyle Pitts is maybe the best tight end prospect I've ever seen. They keep comparing him to Darren Waller, and it's like, yeah, except he's faster. He's like a tight end. He's a tight end version of Calvin Johnson. The dude's 6'5", 285. He ran a 4.44 40-yard dash, and he didn't even start in a straight line. Do you know how good that is? If he started in a straight line, it might have been a sub 4.4. He's 285. That doesn't happen. Shockey was a high-end prospect. Yeah, but he was also a high-end asshole. And even then, I mean, he was pretty good. Denver Broncos, QB, Justin Fields. What the fuck? I don't see it. I just don't see it. There's no reason the Broncos should be moving on from Drew Lock right now. Fix your damn offensive line. It is a problem. Your offensive line's an issue. Cowboys. Offensive lineman Rashawn Slater. Or Rayshawn. No. Here's why. I'm going to tell you why. The Cowboys need to pick defense. They need young defense. They need defensive end or they need linebackers. Because their defense last year was a joke. If the Cowboys want to actually win, which, you know, yeah. Mac Jones before Justin Fields, man. No. Exactly. I think Justin Fields goes third. I think it's going to be Justin Fields who goes third. I feel like he might be able to fit in Shanahan's scheme. If he doesn't go third, it's going to be Mac Jones. Because Mac Jones fits his scheme. Then Mac Jones is going to A.J. McCarron his ass out of the NFL. He's not that good. People are going to recognize it. He's just a little bit better than A.J. McCarron. That's not like an insult, but I'm just saying, give him different talent and see what he does. He has really good talent surrounding him. This is a problem with every Alabama quarterback that wasn't named Tua Tagovailoa. And Jalen Hurts. Who am I kidding? I mean, no, but Slater's good, but they don't need O-line help as much as they need defense in my book. They need defense. Their defense last year, their run defense was a joke. No, I don't want the Cowboys to not have hope. I want them to have hope and then have it taken from them in heartbreaking fashion. Because I know what that's like, and it's a pain that, most teams don't get to experience it. It was like last year, with the ALCS. I wanted the Houston Astros to get reverse swept. I wanted them to go up 3-0 and then lose the series. I was saying right before that series, I would love for that to happen. And it happened, and I was going wild. I was like, oh, thank you, Rays, you beautiful bastards. Anyway, speaking of crazy things, Kyle Pitts to the Giants. How the hell is this guy going to get out of the top 10? Honest to God, I think he goes to the Panthers. Joe Brady wants a guy. He wants Kyle Pitts. He wants the best tight end in the draft. He's going to get it. There's no reason the Panthers need to get it. What if they have a quarterback? They don't need a damn quarterback. They're fine with the guy they have. They're not having a QB problem yet. He's decently young. Yes, I know he has had some injuries, but 1 fucking year? The only reason I can see this is because I heard they were trying to ship him off. This ain't it, Chief. That's all I gotta say. Let him have a year with Christian McCaffrey and we will see what happens. Give him Kyle Pitts. They're gonna be a very lethal offense. You have Pitts and McCaffrey? Please don't let this happen. Please, Panthers, do anything other than this. I don't need more pain. We already have Brady in the division. So I just don't see it. Jalen Waddle to the Eagles. Actually, not a bad move. I actually think this would be a good draft pick. Jalen Waddle will fall that far, by the way. And he's fast. Very fast. Please don't remind me of his punt return. He's very fast. Just speed. I am speed. That is Jalen Waddle. Not is spelled JJ Arcega-Whiteside. So about his punt return. That was one of the most insane punt returns I've ever seen. He can be a damn good returner, by the way, and the Eagles need that. They need a hell of a lot. For example, competent management. Unfortunately, Jalen Reagor. No, that was their draft pick last year. Why did you pick him over Justin Jefferson? Are you stupid? We're going to pick this guy out of TCU and not a guy who had 100 receptions for the national championship team / the greatest football team ever put out there. Oh, I'm just saying what they need. I'm not saying what they're getting. This mock draft has the Chargers getting an offensive tackle out of Virginia Tech named Christian Darrisaw. He's a left tackle. Well, if there's one thing the Chargers definitely don't have right now, it's a left tackle, because they got one on the roster, and he's like a backup. Darrisaw might be good. I didn't watch Virginia Tech. I didn't get a chance to look at this guy, and I can't evaluate offensive linemen, so excuse me for that. Then, you've got the Vikings. This guy's got him picking Elijah Vera Tucker, offensive lineman, USC. Apparently, he had shorter arms than expected at his pro day, which is a weird thing to say. If he says apparently this guy has guard tackle flexibility, totally agree that the Vikings need to go offensive line. They need help there. Oh, but you could also go linebacker. And Micah Parsons is expected to, in this mock draft, by the way, he's expected to go 15th. He could slip due to character issues. He's talented as hell. He should go in the top 15. The Patriots need a linebacker. They're going to get him. Number 16, J.C. Horn to the Cardinals. Oh, man. J.C. Horn was good. He is good. He's a damn good cornerback. And the Cardinals definitely need something in that secondary to help them out. J.C. Horn could do it. The Vegas Raiders, defensive tackle Christian Barmore out of Alabama. He was pretty good. Pretty good. Apparently some mock drafts, I don't look at other mock drafts. I only mock the ones that I see that look stupid, because guess what? We got a really dumb one coming up later. Barmore, pretty good defensive tackle. Raiders definitely need that, except they need offensive line 10 times more than that. Because they kept trading it away. Like, dude, you traded away a lot of your offensive line. But then again, your defense last year was a mess. So is your entire team. You're just a mess. You're the Raiders. What do you expect? Am I eating Sour Patch Kids? No. Yeah. Then, you got Miami picking Kwity Paye, with the 18th pick. He's an edge rusher out of Michigan. I didn't watch enough Michigan tape, which is any, so I don't know what this guy is. Oh damn, he had a 4.52 40. He's 261 pounds. He had a 35.5 vertical, a 9'10" broad jump, and a 36 reps in the bench press. Apparently he had a quad injury, a strained quad, which prevented him from performing in the agility drills. So we'll have to see what he looks like. I mean, if the Dolphins get an edge rusher, they become a lot better. Then you got the Washington football team. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Definitely a good pick for Washington. I think they need to get that kind of a linebacker. If they're going to do anything next season and repeat as division champs, they definitely need linebacking help. I'm sorry, is this mock draft boring you? No, it's just that we haven't gotten to the Saints yet, and the Saints are funny. I mean, fuck it. You want me to get to the reason why I chose this? Let's get there. Let's just speed through it, because there's nothing here that I really care about. Because, like, the Titans picking a cornerback, damn straight. The Colts picking an edge rusher makes sense. And you got an edge rusher for the Bears. Can the Bears just pick anything that isn't their fucking coaches? Like, honestly, they need to draft, like, a better coach and GM. But then, you got the Saints. This guy has the Saints picking wide receiver Elijah Moore. I need you to, I need to explain how bad Elijah Moore okay. So, Elijah Moore, as a wide receiver, fucking amazing pick for whoever wants him. Elijah Moore, honestly, may not get to drop that far. Yeah, but that's the problem. Why the fuck would the Saints draft a wide receiver? We have Michael Thomas. We have Traquan Smith. We're gonna find a guy in the second round if we even need one. We're not second round, I think third round. I don't remember where we have draft picks. I think third round. But, guys, we don't need help at the wide receiver position despite the fact that we lost Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders was a stopover. We needed somebody because reasons. I feel like Marquez Callaway is going to have an expanded role. We already know Deontay Harris is going to have an expanded role. He is only limited by his, yeah, there's a lot of good wide receiver depth, but there's no reason for the Saints to pick one. The Saints are either going to find somebody cheap on the free agent market. They're going to randomly find an undrafted free agent. We all know this is going to happen, by the way. The Saints are going to find an undrafted free agent. They're going to sign him for cheap. He's going to end up producing in some way whatsoever. I mean, in some way, shape, or form. Last year's guy was Marquez Callaway. The year before that, it was Deontay Harris. The Saints can scout, okay? The Saints can scout. There's a reason why the Falcons GM is one of the Saints scouts. I have seen there's a mock draft out there that has the Saints picking Mac Jones, which may be the stupidest thing I've ever read. There was a mock draft I saw that had the Saints picking Mac Jones, and I'm like, stop speaking. Stop. No, I need you to take a break from whatever you're doing because you cannot talk football. No, just don't even think about it. Mac Jones is not going to fall that far, and the Saints don't need a fucking quarterback. We have the ultimate QB. Post LASIK. James Winston. No. Anyway, if the Saints are going to draft anybody, it's going to be a cornerback. Okay, there's a pick that I haven't seen as a first rounder, despite the fact that, and if he falls to third round, which I don't think he will. Are you kidding me? This draft has Travis Etienne going to the Bucs. I hate the fact that I think they might do it. No, wait, who am I kidding? Why would you need him? You already have two good enough running backs. You have Leonard Fournette, and you have Ronald Jones. Do you need a third running back? You don't need to be running back by committee when you have two damn good running backs. Stupid. Travis Etienne is going to be a high second-round pick. Yeah. Yeah. I think Saints go either secondary, they go defensive secondary, or they go D-line. Those are the two areas of need for the Saints. Because you've got a team that, frankly, needs some more help on the defensive end situation. The secondary, though. Secondary is the most important one. We've been saying this for the past, 15 years, but still. I'm not wrong, by the way, when I say that. We've needed that for the past 15 fucking years. I don't fucking know. I mean, for me, they're saying something like a Tyson Campbell going to the Packers. No, we'll probably take him. We'll probably take a guy like a Tyson Campbell. Oh, it's got Terrace Marshall. He would apparently go to the Ravens. I think Terrace Marshall should go in the first round. He ran a 4.38 40. Another one. I mean, motherfucker was good. Time to go into some, I'm an LSU fan, so I can tell you a little bit about the pro day stuff. So you have the wide receivers. You got, those two ran a 4.38. Racing McMath, a.k.a. guy no one's heard of, and is going to get drafted in day 3 and will then start. In the middle of the season, you're going to randomly hear his name. Alrighty? He ran a 4.33. He ran a 4.33 40. He's faster than the two guys that might get drafted in the first round. And you had Kerry Vincent, who's this edge rusher, or cornerback, nickel corner basically. Might even get bulked up to linebacker. He ran a 4.33. We got some fast dudes. It's crazy. And then, we didn't even have a guy run at the combine who's going to be a day one starter. I think he's genuinely going to be a day one starter. His name is Jabril Cox. He was at North Dakota State. He transferred over. And, I mean, dude can play linebacker. His awareness is off the charts. His ability to read plays, I don't fucking know. Here's Anthony Schwartz. I don't even know. Why do you even ask about this? Ah, yes. Yeah, I mean, Jabril Cox is going to go later than he needs to. If I don't know what the hell is causing him to fall and not be considered one of the best linebackers in this draft. Because he is. He's going to be a day one starter. Ah, yes. Schwartz is fast. He truly does have it. The Schwartz is with him. No, the Schwartz. Spaceballs. Oh my god. It is a sad day when I make a Spaceballs reference and you're not getting it. Oh my god, this is so bad. Come on. No, just... See, DPJ is the weird one of the group. I hope that anyone who's never met him has finally recognized this. We've gone to plaid. Anyway. Yeah. It's now time for that coveted... Goated. Yeah. It's now time for the coveted time of I have no idea what the hell else to say, which means it's AMA time! We'll do this until, I don't know, probably until like 8:45 my time. By the way, if you really enjoyed this, you should come for 7 o'clock my time, which is 8 o'clock Eastern. I don't know where you are, Mr. DPJ. What time zone you're in. But, as long as you know it's 7 Central. Oh, yes! I forgot to mention the Charger shit! Oh, fuck! I cannot believe that. Yes! Yes, I did totally forget about that. Yes. Oh, I totally forgot about that. I need to talk about that. That's right. Captain Spanos, he's losing the ship. Because it looks like Spanos could be gone. 1/3 of the team's ownership is up for sale. Potentially. Spanos Barbarian filed a petition Thursday in Los Angeles County Superior Court contending that mounting debt from the franchise is creating an estimated yearly loss of at least $11 million from the family for the family trust. Apparently, the trust is so heavily concentrated in owning a minority stake in a professional football team that beneficiaries have no choice but to depend almost solely on the rise or fall of the team. Maintaining the status quo is not an option. This is Dean Spanos and the LA Chargers. What do you mean? Oh, that's why he moved the team. Oh my god, that might be why he moved the team. Because he genuinely didn't have the money. And he needed the money. Every day that passes increases the risks that charitable beneficiaries in the Spanos family will suffer irreparable and financial and reputational damage. Yes, that's right. The Spanos family has an increased risk of irreparable reputational damage. Increased. Can you increase 100%? Really? Because, you've already lost it. The entire city of San Diego wants you to fuck yourselves, you know. Yeah. Now, there's a question. If they were the... If they were the... no longer the controlling owners, who would be? There's one man who's up for the job. Captain Bezos, he's the hero. He's gonna take this team from 0 potentially to, wins. Well, it's not 2024 yet, man. He hasn't had it's not 2024. It's 2021. Maybe he will sell it by 2024. Considering this lawsuit, he might have to. Yes, Jeff Bezos really wants to buy an NFL team. He's very interested in buying a team. And that team looks like it is. The LA Chargers. Jeff Bezos wants to buy Earth, let's be honest. Let's be honest, if he could, he'd buy the fucking planet. He is the definition of the evil rich billionaire. No, that's Mark Zuckerberg, let's be honest. One doesn't have to have sole ownership over being an evil billionaire. So yeah, it's 8:40, and I'm now going to open up the floor to an AMA. Ask me whatever you want. Yep. Open the floor until 8:50, so about 10 minutes, and we'll see what good questions you get. Because DPJ, this is your first time joining in on this stream, is it not? Ah, did I prefer the... old draft setup or the new draft setup? What do you mean by the new draft setup? Which draft setup? I'm confused. Oh, well, you have to understand this. So, I wasn't alive for Saturday and Sunday, really. I didn't, because you gotta understand, I'm a youngin'. I don't remember when that was, because I never really watched the draft. I think it makes more sense to do it this way, but I think they need to cut with the bullshit length of the draft. The 32nd pick shouldn't be 5 hours after the first. It should not take this long. I don't need this length. No, fuck you. You need to make that pick within 5 minutes and let's get this shit going. Alrighty? It should not take this long. It's so annoying. Get this shit going. I give you 3 hours max. Alrighty? That's the length of an NFL game. You can do it. You can fucking do it. I mean, a draft coverage channel that announces the picks as they happen rather than delaying it for suspense. Isn't that NFL Network? Yeah. Well, that's true. Well, that's the NFL's fault, though. I don't think that's necessarily TV. No. Nah. I mean, man. You know what I do like, though? The fact that there are no longer kickoff, touchback. There's no longer in the NFL commercials after touchbacks on kickoffs. I don't think they need to announce those full trades anymore. The draft has become an event, not a meeting. Yeah. Well, they tend to. They show them on that little graphic. It's just that ESPN sucks at draft coverage. I honestly hate them. NFL Network does a better job because they announce the picks as they fucking get announced. It's not like, yeah, whatever. On day 3, honestly, day 3 is just let's get this bullshit over with. Alrighty, there's a reason why they started at 1 o'clock. Which, by the way, for the draft, we will be doing live wall-to-wall coverage on days 1 and 2. Day 3, I will see. Oh, they did. Oh, they did. Oh, they did. It was garbage. Oh, yeah. So bad. So bad. NFL Network needs to do its own coverage. I think that it needs to just be fucking get it over with. You don't need to make the draft that big a spectacle. After, like, the first night, yes, that's a big spectacle. Yeah, I get that. Like, really? What band? I'm confused. I am not aware of this moment. I am not aware of this. Wow, that's insane. Oh, I saw the Bally's shit. Oh my god. First of all, Sinclair does not want to, like, talk with any streaming service. They just don't want to talk. Fuck them for that. Like, nobody can watch on YouTube TV because they just want to raise the prices to astronomical limits. Because fuck it. Oh yeah, I mean, I watched the how ESPN did the NFL draft by Tom Grossi. Yeah, Hulu too. Because apparently if you want to cut cord, that's fine. You can just go fuck yourself. Because Sinclair is a big piece of shit media company, and we all know this. First of all, Bally, the fucking graphic they use is like, so you made it worse. For their hockey graphic, the shots counter is in the play. So it makes... It's a good thing that I don't have a good basketball team. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them. Now, granted, this isn't new shit. Hey, if you're an Astros fan, like, you've had no way of seeing them in this state unless you had AT&T, and fuck AT&T. Yeah, I mean, Sinclair is a big fuck-off media company that needs to fuck off. Did I mention they need to fuck off? God, I hope Sinclair doesn't come after me. Oh, wait, I'm on YouTube. They'll never see me. Ha 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 ha. Your regional sports net is Altitude? The one that no one in goddamn Denver can see? Because Altitude Sports just decided to dick over the entirety of Comcast for no reason, and that's basically who has the regional monopoly. Hey, at least you're not living in Iowa where basically MLB blackouts are, here's like 12 different teams. It's amazing. LSU is losing 11-1 to Vanderbilt. I'm dying. Screw it. The AMA is going to go until till 9 o'clock, and then we'll kill this baby because, you know, some friends want to play the new Among Us map. No. Although, DPJ, if you're here next time, I will make some trivia questions. If we get a substantial audience... Actually, you know what? Screw it. So, Scotty, the new dude, Scotty, is clearly on top with Ani. They're clearly on top. You are in the legendary tier, granted. Legendary, of course, doesn't mean exactly good at anything. Though, no, Disney Trivia kicked ass at that. Absolutely killed at that. So... Legendary is not in the facetious way. Very much legendary in that one. Killed it. Now, of course, we're the OGs. We are the OGs. We were there from the start. Alrighty? We got a brotherhood that can never die. Despite the fact that we all kind of sort of are okay. Like, I used to win, and then I stopped. I don't know what happened. I just stopped winning. I used to win. I won the first round ever. Good times. Yeah, it was good. But I can still say my claim to fame is the fact that, like, I won the first ever round. What do you mean by JG9 Trivia Fantasy Football? Oh, yes, definitely. I suck at fantasy football. When I made my own league, I came in, like, near last place. Do you know what the first... Now, this was my senior year of high school. I'll tell you that I'm a sophomore, and that Do you know who the first overall draft pick was in my fantasy league? You want to take a guess? First overall draft pick. This was the 2018 season. It was the 2018 season. No, it was not Christian McCaffrey. Come on, think about it. Think about who might have been the number 1 overall draft pick. Come on, it's... No, think about a guy who would have been big prior to the 2018 season. Although you're close. You're all on the same track. It is a running back. DPJ, you're going to get it. You should know it. Come on, bro. No, it was not Mark Ingram. DPJ, you're going to say the answer, right? There's your hint. You know the answer to this one. Oh my fucking God. This was 2018. Who would have been the number 1 overall draft pick in my fantasy league? Wasn't James Conner. James Conner would have been a better pick. Yeah, it was Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell was the first overall draft pick. Yeah. If you remember, 2018, a lot of players picked him first overall. Hey, you know what I did? I was lucky. So we did a snake draft. I had the last pick of the first round, the first pick of the second round. I got Drew Brees. And Drew Brees had a damn good 2018 season. And then let me think. I don't think I picked this. No, I picked the Saints defense, which ended up being good. Yeah, I was the commissioner. But I also did some interesting stuff. For example, we did a points per reception league, but QBs throwing touchdowns weren't worth 4. QB passing touchdowns were worth 6, not 4. Because I believe the touchdowns are worth 6 points. Because if you check the NFL rulebook, they're worth 6 damn points. Drew Brees in 2018 was damn good, though. He threw a bunch of touchdowns. He didn't throw as many picks. I don't remember who I got as my running back. Now, Drew, this was 2018 also, so he didn't have any games out. Well, he was if you know anyone else is going to pick him. A. B. 2017 was a damn good season. C. You never know with Drew Brees what he's going to do. I thought that he was going to be good. And D. I'm a homer, okay? I have to pick Drew Brees. Alrighty? I may or may not be the biggest, most insanely stupid diehard Saints fan. Yeah, exactly. It's for fun. Yeah. And then I started the Saints defense in week 1 of the 2018 season when we gave 48 points to the Bucs. That was a great move. I think it was -2 or -12 points. It was an awful, awful decision. But yeah, I would definitely do that fantasy league. I've also been trying to get a discussion going here where we would do a live thingy, but that hasn't been able to happen because bad scheduling for, like, me, too. Honestly, can't wait for 2 weeks from now when we got fucking finals to deal with. That's 3 weeks from now, actually. I got finals to deal with. That'll be fun. Yeah. Again, this is also an AMA session. You can ask whatever. What happened, bro? What happened? How come you're not going? Wait, as a college professor. No, you're not a college professor. Please, God, no, this man cannot be a college professor. DPJ, I think of you as a bartender. No, you are not. Please, God, don't tell me you're... No. Dude, I legitimately thought you were a bartender. Oh my God, I thought you... Okay, that's not stupid, though. It's not stupid for me to have thought you were a bartender just because of the fact that, like, you act like that kind of an asshole. This doesn't sound real. So I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. It doesn't sound real. A reminder, it's April Fool's Day. So, I ain't getting fooled. What the hell? What? The fuck? What the fuck? You do realize this is on YouTube now. Okay, oh my God. Wow. That is... Wow. That's quite interesting. This is... Fuck? You know... So... Okay, that explains your name. That would explain your name then. Yeah, it's your, name. This can't be real. Amazing. Just amazing. You... Bastard. That's the first thing that comes to mind, actually. Fair enough, I guess. Well, I think we've learned some things today. Like, don't judge a book by its annoying presence online. I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, you know, just... Yes, he does. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's how you can hear everything. By the way, I found this Distinguished Alumni Award, and what the hell, man? Just... Yeah. You know what? This is a secret that we are going to keep. This is a secret we have to keep. We cannot let this out. This is something no other people can know. Because if this secret were to leave here, it would ruin everything. The foundations of all that we know would be destroyed. Man, that really is a key. That's just... Okay. And so it's true you work for the VA. I'm just gonna say that. Like, really. That's incredible. Jesus fucking Christ. This guy has... Yeah, what the fuck? okay, so you've accomplished more than I may. Nah, I hope to accomplish more than this. Yeah. I just. Okay. Fucking hell. Man, I thought you were like urinating tree, a bartender or some shit. Okay. And I think that's the lesson we learned tonight. You can't judge an internet person by the way they act online. What do I study? Oh, I'm a communications major. I'm looking to go into sports broadcasting. So, like, this? I want to do this but get paid for it. Yeah. Like, I just want to talk sports and stuff and maybe write it too. Because, like, I can... Andrew, bitch. I've been going for 2 hours and 11 minutes. I gotta get going soon. So yeah, that's what I do. Yeah. Man. This is a secret. If only more people would know about it, we'd have to just... Man, I have a new hook. Oh, do I have a new hook? It's a secret that cannot be told to anyone. It stays here. And that's gonna do it for this one. Because frankly, it's 9:03 and that's way longer than I expected to go. So, thank you so much for coming out. Whoa, what an ending. I gotta say, what a great ending. That's an amazing way to go on the ending. That's how you go out. Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. Yes. Well, and we do this every Thursday, so if you ever got time, from taking away from you are actually doing good things for the world, just... How? This is not the same person. How are you just that doing productive things and not... What? The boom goes the dynamite is my head right now. So let's gonna end this here. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I don't know why the hell you'd do that, but you can. You can follow me at capital B. It's also linked, by the way. All of the links to my social and stuff is in the description of this channel. You can find me at capital BEN, capital S, capital L, capital A, capital S, PORTS. You can also find the podcast version of this, the one that I pre-record, comes out every Friday. That's Goal to Go on Spotify and Anchor and Google Podcast, wherever the hell you get your podcast, you can probably find it there. So that's gonna do it. Hopefully y'all have enjoyed. Y'all be here next week. Same time as always, we start at 7 o'clock Central Time. That's 8 o'clock Eastern for those of you who happen to live in the wrong time zone. Because the only correct time zone is the one where NFL games kick off at noon. It's God's time zone, and that's how I say it. So, I've been Ben Schluter. This has been Goal to Go Live Episode 7. Until next time. Bye-bye.